Where's this?
That's what I love about these high school girls, man. I get older, they stay the same age.
Honey!
What?
Where's my super suit?
Can I ask you something? What took you so long to respond to me?
I didn't feel like being alone. Not tonight.
So you turned to Tinder.
Queen and Slim, another directorial debut. Not as many this year, which I'm very happy about. From Melina Mitsoukis, written by Lena Waithe. The film stars Daniel Kaluuya and Jodie Turner-Smith as a black couple who get pulled over by a cop. This isn't spoilers, this was in all the trailers. Things go sour, of course. Next thing you know, they end up killing the cop and they find themselves on the run. And the film is just basically following them throughout. So, I've heard from a few people that this film could be problematic in terms of its pacing, and I'm inclined to agree with them there. This film definitely has a few points where you can tell, okay, this was written and directed kind of like an amateur. But I'll tell you what makes this film shine through for me is, A, obviously the chemistry. Kaluuya and Turner-Smith are both absolutely incredible with their acting, and they are both very well-written characters.
I'm going through my phone. So what happens tonight?
You're gonna drop me off and then you'll go home, I guess.
I think their motivations are both very well established, and it makes them very easy to follow in terms of the choices and the decisions they make, as for and also for their overall mood and change in mood towards both the world and each other. But in terms of black victimization movies, I guess is what you can call this, I think this one's a little bit different because this is one that I feel like it's difficult to say because I can't say that it didn't have the same motive as all the rest of them, because it clearly did. But the thing I feel like that separates this from the other ones, like something like The Hate U Give, is that it really manages to make it anchored and grounded in its characters and makes them kind of the forefront. So even though there are a few moments in the movie where it feels, yeah, that's a little bit too amateurish, yeah, that feels a little bit too on the nose in terms of real life, yeah, this may not be how characters actually talk, but it's just well anchored enough in the characters, and the characters never stop being believable in terms of every single one of the scenarios that they're in. Even if you're like, okay, you gotta go, this is getting stupid, you still like believe them, because you can feel that there's some sense of like, they kind of know that there's just as much of a chance that they won't make it out of this alive. And so that kind of makes everything that they do in the film really kind of that much more beautiful. And in terms of, you know, they dropped in the trailer that this was like a modern day Bonnie and Clyde, but I would much more so compare this to something like Thelma and Louise, where it's more so kind of just like, they're kind of in a scenario that they know they can't win. And so it's kind of just like one last hoorah along the way, while like trying to glimpse at the idea of, you know, the perfect escape. And I feel like that's what ended up making this film so much more than what it appears to be, and really something special, and really, for me, one of the best movies of the year.
Lady remembers me fondly. It's all I need.
Thank you for this journey, no matter how it ends.